marketers, welcome to day 3 of the 25 days of marketing. I'm super excited to be back with you talking about all things marketing. The topic for today is graphic design. I really like to call graphic design the unsung hero of marketing because I feel like it doesn't get as much credit as it deserves. But I came up with a cool analogy when I started thinking about, okay, how does graphic design relate to marketing? But graphic design is to marketing as peanut butter is to jelly. They're both very different, but combined, they make an amazing sandwich and they make an amazing experience. So they really go hand in hand together. And especially in this day and age where we all are mostly visual learners, when platforms like Instagram really showcase the power of visuals. Not when they say like pictures are worth 1,000 words, it's worth $1,000, especially now when you have influencers just making millions off of simply taking a picture and really advertising the brand. But let's dive into what exactly graphic design is. Graphic design is a craft where professionals create visual content to communicate messages. This is done by applying visual hierarchy and page layout techniques. Designers use typography and pictures to meet user-specific needs and focus on the logic of displaying elements in an interactive design to optimize the user experience. So having a clear definition and understanding of who your target audience is and what's important to them really helps in doing graphic design because you know what that user experience should be and you know what emotions you want to evoke with the visuals that you're presenting to them. Why is graphic design important to marketing? Let's talk about it. Graphic design optimizes your marketing efforts. It really takes your marketing experience to a much higher level, and it really goes hand in hand on the topic we discussed yesterday, branding, because the branding elements that you create, those should be used in your graphic design experience. So when you chose your logo, when you pick the colors, the fonts, the tone that you want to use in your messages, all of that should be packaged together in your brand guidelines, and whether you have a graphic designer on your team or you freelance a graphic designer, all of that information should be sent to them. So when they do create any visual for your business, those same brand elements are used and executed in a way that really relates to your audience and that really catches their eye. So having great graphic design really takes your business from 0 to 100 and really can get you so much attention by just posting a flyer that's catchy, a video that people are loving, goes viral on TikTok. That's directly, and that shows the power of visuals and graphic design overall. Few stats that I found when researching this topic that really stood out. 65% of the world population are visual learners. I'm a visual learner, so no matter what you might say in my ear or I hear on the radio, unless I see it, I have to see it to believe it. So a lot of people are like that, especially when you have platforms like Instagram where you just scroll all day, you just want to see what's going on. Like the pictures that you really focus on are the really nice ones. The businesses that you really consider, they have nice aesthetics. They really stand out from the competition. Those are the businesses that get the most attention because their graphic designs and their graphics are just amazing and they're really connecting with the people they need to connect with. So that's what you want to do in your graphic design experience. And another cool stat about why graphic design is important. Over the years, in 2000, our attention span was 12 seconds. Now in 2021, our attention span is 8 seconds. So if you don't catch someone's attention like that or in a quick manner, your flyer, your graphic, your business can easily be missed. So in graphic design, you need to really get to the point. Make your graphics simple. Make sure you have your marketing event, time, place, date. All of that should be immediately able to look at and spot when you're looking at a flyer, unless you're kind of wasting your money, you're wasting your dollars because your graphics aren't doing what they're supposed to be doing. They're not connecting with your audience and they're not being easy to digest. For a second, this cool stat I wanted to point out to really talk to the graphic designers in the field. This is $1 billion industry. So do not sell your services short. I know a lot of people do graphic design because they really do it because they love it, not necessarily make money from it, but you should because you're putting your time, you're putting your effort into it. One thing, I used to always create flyers like on PowerPoint, but once I started utilizing tools like Adobe Illustrator, Adobe Power, Photoshop, that's when I really saw, okay, it takes a lot of work to do this. You need to understand the various apps, understand these different elements, the contrast, the tone, the symmetry. There are a lot of pieces that goes into play with doing graphic design. So it's not as simple as putting some words, text, and pictures on a flyer. You really have to have a great understanding of how all of the designs, the fonts, the colors, how it works together in a way that really connects with your audience. So it is a lot of brain work that goes into it, and you have to really have a clear understanding of what graphic design is in order to be effective. So graphic designers, I would bow my head down to you, because especially being a marketer, I enjoy working with you all in the field, because you really kind of take my initial marketing thoughts and you build a whole different experience with it. So make sure you appreciate your graphic designers that you do have the pleasure of working with, and graphic designers, make sure that you really focus and try to get the respect that you guys deserve, because I know a lot of people, they might think, oh well, it's something easy, you can whip this up in 30 minutes, but it's not as simple as that, especially if you want an effective design, especially if you want to make sure that you're connecting with your audience, that you're evoking the emotion, you're utilizing the white space and everything like that. That takes time, and it also takes effort. And I know sometimes as creatives, we get a lot of hate. People think it's oh so simple, but it's really not. And graphic design is just as important as painters, as sketchers, as anyone that creates art. Graphic design is art. So definitely make sure you appreciate the people that you have the pleasure of working with, and make sure you appreciate yourselves, graphic designers. Few best practices. Make sure that you consider that less is more. Keep it simple. And this is mostly for the people who are doing like their own graphic designs. There's a platform called Canva that's really convenient. They call themselves, like, it's a graphic design platform, but you really you can edit a lot of like the templates that they have. However, if you do have the pleasure of working with a professional, I would say definitely do that, because it makes your job much easier. But if you're just starting out, Canva's a great tool that you can use to do a lot of your graphic design work. But a few tips: less is more. You don't have to have a lot of text. You don't have to have a ton of pictures. Use contrast. Try to look at a way that's easy to digest. It doesn't have to look nice. It should just look easy to recognize. People can look at it and know, okay, this is exactly what I know that it's going to do and that what it should do. Design with your target audience in mind. So again, I love color, I love sparkle, I love glitter, I love glam. However, I know my audience doesn't always love that. My marketers are kind of young professionals, people who are like mid-level business owners, and I know they don't want to always see like a lot of glitter. That might be great for a Southern belle like myself, but it's not great for like a male who's in the construction business. So you want to make sure that anything that you're doing, you keep your target audience in mind. Definitely think about symmetry. Think about the use of white space. You don't need text to go from this end all the way to that end. Utilize the extra space that you have. So again, when you look at something, you can easily read it, you can easily digest it. And this is where like really having a professional comes into play. Again, I used to do stuff in PowerPoint and I was like, yeah, I'm a graphic designer. But once I really started talking to graphic designers and working, I'm like, yeah, let me scale that back and let me just add a graphic designer on my team who knows what she's doing. And I have the pleasure of working with Charisse, and I would say she's amazing. I try to give her a lot of direction. I'll write exactly what the theme is, what the color should be, send all the information over to her, and she really like blows my mind every time on what she comes out and what she delivers to the client. Another person I would say, she went to school for graphic design, Charisse, but I have a friend, Carolee Moore of Seymour Creatives. She runs her own digital marketing agency. She was self-taught, so she read a lot of books, she did a lot of research, she watched videos on YouTube, and she taught herself over the years how to do graphic design, and that works as well. But I just wanted to use that to point out that you can't just say, I created one flyer, I'm a graphic designer, book me. It really takes time, it really takes effort, it really takes understanding. I would say it takes some brain work to really understand how all of it goes into play. It's a hierarchy. It's utilizing fonts. It's utilizing colors to really connect with the audience. Because again, marketing is all about evoking that emotion, making people feel like they need your product, they want it. It makes their life so much better. And graphic design does just that and a whole lot more. So definitely, it's a very powerful tool, a very powerful element to marketing. It really takes that experience from just simply saying, hey, I'm gonna market to you, to like, hey, you need this. I'm not just selling this to you because you want this. This will make your life a whole lot better. So bow down again to graphic designers. I appreciate the work that you guys do. And if you're considering marketing services, definitely look at graphic designers, or simply just talk to other marketers and they can point you to some amazing graphic designers that are in the field. But if you want to do a little bit of work, create your own flyers, utilize Canva. Do some research to understand like how typography work, how symmetry works, how white lines can benefit you. Really kind of look and understand of what you're doing rather than just doing it and hoping that it sticks and goes to your audience. So graphic design is important to marketing, and I hope that this topic was important to you. If you have any thoughts, if you have any questions, just drop them below. And look forward to chatting with you tomorrow as we talk on day 4. Let's create.